As we all know, the playing cards game came from a very simple finding. People have already been devoting one day to playing cards. The matter is that they have been devoting different days. There is the poker team on Tuesdays, the bridge team on Thursdays, the baccarat team on Sundays, and the largest of all, the solitaire team, who plays every day when the boss isn't around. That is, playing cards has already been in everyone's personal calendar. And so, the big idea came across to Copag. Take advantage of this collective predisposition and turn it into a single national day. Above all, the Playing Cards Day would be the Playing Cards Lovers Day. The chosen date? September 13th, in honor of 139 deck, manufactured since 1923 and the best-selling deck until today. We can say that playing cards and 139 are synonyms in Brazil. And since 2013, commemorative actions have been held at the country's leading city, Sao Paulo, all of them successful. But in 2016, Copag noticed that this national day deserved an action that could embrace more regions. The Playing Cards Day deserved to be Brazil's size. Copag defined 3 main sites where retail actions would take place: Sao Paulo, the biggest city in South America, Rio de Janeiro, and Recife. These 3 sites together represent Copag's most important marketplaces in Brazil. The strategic challenges were to carry out an action with the lowest cost possible that could mobilize all sites and cause on people a feeling of anticipation and expectation for the Playing Cards Day. It was then the big idea erupted with a big bang, expanding itself in the largest action ever undertaken in the country for its category, and probably in Latin America. The premise came from the new positioning of Copag. We believe in happiness arising from magic moments through people interaction. And the answer was in the cards. Because each 139 deck is actually a box of stories where our effective memories reside. Playing cards is, above all, a connection tool. Metaphorically speaking, gathering around a card table is as ancestral as gathering around a bonfire in caveman times when we started to share stories. Then, to mobilize consumers for the Playing Cards Day, we had to pursue stories where they are, and they are kept in 139 decks spread across the country. Thus was born the 139 Tour, starting in Santos in southeast Brazil and reaching Recife in the northeast. A journey more than 3,200 kilometers long, by bus across the country along 10 days, with a film crew of 12 people collecting stories in 8 cities of 7 states with countless language accents. And mainly, very many different ways of playing with 139 across Brazil. In order to get a better view of the project complexity, this is the same distance between Lisbon, Portugal, and Vilnius, Lithuania, with the difference that in Europe, roads are much better, as is the 3G signal. First, using an online platform, we'd put together over 100 stories. Among them, we selected 36 stories that would be collected as photographic records, and other 16 that would become filmed interviews, resulting in a web series. After that, we prepared a whole production structure with a task force to travel across the country and document these stories, an actual content producer on wheels. Then, we selected digital influencers who could be hosts for this web series, based on Copag's guidelines, aiming to reach out young public up to 25 years old. We selected Pequeños Monstros, Little Monsters in English, a couple of Brazilian digital nomads who travel and work around the world. Besides being the right age to create identification with our target audience, Felipe is an avid card deck collector. The campaign's visual identity had naive art as a concept, a strong popular culture present in traveling circus banners that still travel across a large part of Brazil and is also present in retail promotional handwritten banners. The 139 Tour started its journey in Santos, where a story was unveiled, which confirmed Copag's suspicions that young people, though connected, have great interest in card games. Actually, this story goes beyond. These young folks have had their own initiative and created a unique game. Along the journey, we discovered stories that had cards as a precious family heritage. In one case, card playing was the connection and redemption channel between a dyslexic boy and the world around. In another one, it was the reason for a tetraplegic young man for wanting to go out of home again. It also created the magic that helped a child to have a successful transplant. It was a medical advice that made a woman to overcome her disease. It became a wonderful prospect of daily archaeology for a journalist. Behind each story, we disclose different clippings of importance that playing cards had on people's lives. Since releasing the first episode, the audience's response has been prompt. And along the 8 episodes, released until the Playing Cards Day, over 2 million people have been impacted, an unprecedented amount for branded content in its category. This project had a double win, because at the same time, we had been creating proprietary content for Copag. We were performing a broad ethnographic research through which we could better understand the Brazilian soul and its nuances that make consumers such a comprehensive and diverse audience. Information has been so rich that the stories are generating a spin-off and becoming an exhibition project that will be part of Copag's permanent archives. This year, Copag innovated promotion mechanics. Purchasing 3 dozen of 139 decks, trade customers would get 6 decks of 139 Classic. The target audience liked, approved, and literally bought the idea. More than 18,139 decks were sold during the special promotion period. Beyond the success of this promotional action and brand visibility generated by the campaign, the Playing Cards Day 2016 proved that wherever there is playing cards, there is a story worth to be told, anywhere in the world.